just so I know. Okay, welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to the coffee shop chat session. Really excited to be kicking it off with a short demo with Max, the founder of Sympli. So we are, wow, okay. Sorry, my Zoom settings. Okay, yeah, there we are. So Max is the founder and CTO at Sympli.io. Sympli.io, or Sympli, is a design collaboration handoff and version control tool. Max previously worked on mobile apps at the Washington Post, MicroStrategy, and various other companies. Really excited to have you here, Max. Do you want to switch on your mic? And I think you should be live. Okay.
Thank you. Thank you. It was telling me I cannot unmute myself. Yeah, thank you for having me. I'm really excited to take a part in this event. I really like the velocity of how quickly everything developed, like from basically an idea in just a few weeks. It's such a massive event, and I really appreciate your effort, Preet and Chantal, and the team. So thank you for the intro. Yes, my name is Max Ignatiev. I'm founder and CTO at Sympli. And Sympli is a design ops tool that covers several aspects like design handoff, collaboration, and version control. And I'm gonna walk you through the product really quick before we jump into the coffee break and networking part of this particular session. So let me share my screen really quick and we'll go right in. Cool. So yeah, hello from Sympli. We are excited to be here. We do tools for digital teams and designers in particular. So I think that we are quite a good match for the crowd. So our tool suite consists of two products. One is Sympli Handoff, which is a developer handoff that automatically generates specs, red lines, assets, communicates information about components, colors, text styles, and everything that developers need to implement design properly. It works with various design tools. Some of them are here today sponsoring, so like Figma, XD. It also works with Photoshop and Sketch. And as Sympli Handoff is a workflow tool for digital teams that connects designers with developers, it also works with must-have tools from any digital team tool belt like Jira, Slack. Soon we're gonna have our Microsoft Teams extension published. So we will add support for Azure DevOps issue tracker, and for developers, we have plugins for Android Studio and Xcode, so developers can access the designs right from their IDEs. And our second product is Sympli Versions, which is a version control tool for Sketch. So it's a version control tool for designers, but at the moment, the only format we support is Sketch. So think of it as a GitHub for designers. And it provides all the features that Git and GitHub provides, like branches, automatic merging of different versions of the same mockup, visual diffs, visual conflict resolutions, and it can, like, there are options to use our own cloud or plug versions into one of the major Git providers like GitHub, GitLab, Bitbucket, or Azure DevOps. Oops. Wrong scroll. Oops, one more time. So what is design handoff? You probably were in this situation when you have to talk about low-level technical details and explain them to developers. And this is an iterative process. You have to go through it over and over again every time a new version of the design has been created. It's very cumbersome. There is a lot of back and forth. It distracts you, and you would rather not do that. Well, the good news is that Sympli Handoff helps so that you can check out more details at sympli.io/handoff, or watch my demo really quick. I'm gonna show it on Sketch because that's the tool we also support in versions. But again, it works also with Photoshop, Adobe XD, Figma, and Sketch. Yeah. So in order to hand off designs from Sketch to your development team, all you need to do is install our plugin, select the project where you're going to export it to, select an artboard or multiple artboards, and hit export. After they are uploaded to our platform, developers can access them through our web application and browse all the necessary information to implement this design properly. They can measure distances between elements, they can measure elements themselves, they can get information about types, font styles, colors, corner radiuses on the shapes, pretty much everything. If you're using a design system that, and we're going to talk about it tomorrow during the panel, and if you have a really advanced Sketch library or Figma library or any other platform or Adobe XD library with a lot of components, Sympli will communicate the component names and library names to developers, so they can. So in this order, you can speak the same language with your development team. You can add annotations to the design and mention people, plug, as I said, connect screens to Jira tickets like it's done here, where there's going to be some summary about what is the ticket name, link to this ticket, and developers will have an option to see the designs right in Jira. And many other things, like you can plug Slack, you can plug Microsoft Teams, developers can access those designs directly from Xcode or Android Studio. And it's really, really powerful tool for streamlining your handoff workflow and in general collaboration workflow within your digital team. So this is what design handoff is and what is Sympli handoff is. And I would like to introduce you to Sympli Versions, which is a version control tool for Sketch. So Sympli Versions addresses a little bit more complicated matters, and it helps designers to collaborate with each other within the design team. And unlike tools that provide you co-editing features, like an amazing co-editing features in Figma, Sympli Version takes a little bit different approach, and we inherit the version control workflow from the development world. So versions is based on Git, so it provides commit-based approach to version control, which means that you don't always publish every single change you save to the cloud and your team has immediate access to it, but instead you publish only when you are ready. And this provides great opportunities for design teams to, first of all, don't create too much noise in the version history of each particular design. They will always be on the same page regarding who is working on what in their project, because they can see the updates, this semantic updates, which usually represent code commits, which usually represents some features, for instance, or parts of the features that can be recognized really easily. And it's, for instance, the whole onboarding flow instead of just added basic layer to the mockup. It also provides an option to explore the history of the project and see an answer to four W questions: who, what, when, and why did to this project. So the importance of all these 4W questions is quite significant in the development world, because sometimes even if you understand who did that and you have an idea when this particular change was introduced, but it's very crucial to know what was the context and what requirement or artifact actually led for this change set. So this is where Sympli Versions helps a lot. And it helps to keep your features, work in progress, like features and design experiment, up to date with a single source of truth, helps to deliver finished features or successful design experiments back to the single source of truth. And in general, it helps you to build flexible design workflows within your team with different permissions level, with different with different protocols and agreements in place, which is important not only for the big companies, but also for the smaller teams with advanced or a little bit more stricter maybe approach to the design workflow. So what is branches that I mentioned briefly? So in Sympli versions, there is unlike tools that provide you with the co-editing co-editing mode. In Sympli versions, there is an option to not only create a linear history of the specific mockup, but also to work in a branch. So think of a branch as a lightweight copy of your project. It's that copy of the whole folder of the design files that you would create when you need to separate your work in progress from the single source of truth normally. And Sympli versions provide a automatic way to keep your work in progress in sync with the single source of truth, because you can work on the feature longer than the single source of truth remains intact. And if something has changed in the single source of truth, this change, which is on the dark track on the top, can be pulled back into the branch. And the same with automatic merging of the new features and design experiments back into single source of truth. So you don't have to cherry pick those changes. You can just automatically press merge button, and Sympli versions will do this for you. This is very important when you work on the design systems, for instance, because it usually new features and design experiments, they introduce changes to the basic elements that are used across multiple products if you're modifying the design system. And in order to repeat all the changes that were done in the feature or in the design experiment, you normally would have to replay all the actions on the single source of truth, but with Sympli versions, you can do this automatically. I'm gonna show you really quick how it works. So from the tooling perspective, versions is a macOS app, and I'm sorry. So it's a macOS app, and the project there is just a folder on your machine. So they are all placed in versions folder here, and you can access it just through the Finder. I'll start with the same file we've been looking in the handoff demo. And in order for versions to begin tracking the file, it needs to be explicitly added to the project. Ooh. Boom. So after I add the file, now versions will keep track on changes done to these files automatically. And as you see, versions extends Finder in macOS with additional information that it placed on top of the file preview. Now the checkmark means that this file is up to date and there are no local changes that needs to be published to the backend, or neither there are remote changes that needs to be pulled back to the local copy. In order to work with the file, I'll just, you don't have to do anything special. I'll just introduce a few minor, one minor modification. I'll move this text label a little bit. And as you can see, there is a panel here in the bottom of Sketch, which indicates the current status of the mockup I'm working on, and displays the name of the project that this file belongs to. And when I click Sync Changes, it will show me what exactly has changed in my file. And if the preview of the modified element within my mockup is not enough, I always have an option to dive a little bit deeper and highlight the changed region, like here. And if the highlight is not enough, I can always open a detailed diff view where I can see that, for instance, the position of this element has been changed. So this gives me, as a designer, a very granular control on what is being published to the backend and what is being shared with the rest of the team. And this is very important, especially in product teams where design systems are used across multiple product layouts. From our experience, we have customers who have 270 different projects in their companies, and in this case, they need to be really, really accurate in terms of what they are publishing into the design system. And changes can be introduced accidentally, and in order to prevent confusion and errors that will be discovered later down the pipeline, maybe in QA, maybe in another design team. So versions comes with a really advanced diffing tool that shows exact preview of what is being published. And there is always an option to discard this change and keep it and to keep it locally to address it later. But we're gonna publish everything. So now I'm gonna show you how to work in branches really quick. So this was an example of linear version history, which is available right away. So this is my first change set when I just added the file. This is my second change set when I just moved the label. If I would mention here, for instance, a Jira ticket or a Confluence article, or provide a link to a specific document that describes a user story, that would help me to help my teammates to figure out why this change has been introduced. Also, with the commit message that I provide, it also gives the team members, other team members, a clue what is this change about, and with the timestamp and the name of the author of the change, the team can be the team can see who exactly and when did this change to answer those 4 W questions. So I'll create a branch really quick. Let's call it demo, but in fact, you would have you would work on a new feature in the branch, for instance. And let's make another change and move this label. Let's assume that my design experiment was to move this label to the left. There could be way much more sophisticated changes, of course. Version supports all kinds of entities within Sketch. It has a very advanced way of working with mechanism to work with symbols, including library symbols. And I just don't want to take too much time, and I'm really excited for the for the networking part of this session. So I'm just gonna publish the moved label, and let's consider that that was everything that I had to do in this particular feature or design experiment. Now, when I'm in the branch, this change is not published to the master, which is a single source of truth. It's only available in my isolated context, in my work in progress version of the project. And it's not interfering with the rest of the team. But let's assume that I went through the design review and my changes are approved, and they're ready to be merged back into the single source of truth. And all I need to do is just to click merge button, and I can always inspect what's going to happen after I merge. So here I can see that this label is going to be moved to the left after I complete automatic merging. And yeah, so after I click merge, now in my single source of truth branch, which is called master, will be the version of the mockup that has the label moved to the left. And this particular change was introduced in another branch, and it was introduced by someone working in their own isolated context without actually breaking or experimenting directly on the single source of truth version of the mockup. So it reduced the chances of the errors to be introduced. It allows design teams to build a really, really flexible and proven by decades workflows that were proven by the developers in last, 20 years or so, since the version controls were introduced. And so yeah, these are, again, so we have version control tool and handoff tool. Check them out at sympli.io. I really appreciate your time, and it was great to present this to such an amazing audience. If you have any questions or would like to have a demo or have a feedback, please feel free to reach out at hello@sympli.io. And thank you very much. That's going to be it on my end. I'll let DesignX team to pick it up from here.
Hey, Max.
Hey.
Thank you so much. Thank you for the demo. That was great and quite informative. Thank you for walking through the entire flow. We are really excited and scared around the next step of the session today, where what we are going to do is we are going to open up the Zoom call to everyone that's attending the conference. So we're just waiting. We're just going to wait a little bit till we have a few people in the row so we can just hit admit all. Otherwise, it would be a lot of work adding everyone manually to the call. And what we are going to do for everyone that's still watching on the live stream, we are going to test out the coffee shop format in breakout rooms. So actually, you know what? I think we can start admitting people. Just to confirm, I think by default everyone will be muted. Chantel, can you correct me if that's the case?
That is correct. Everyone will be muted.
Okay. For the beginning, and then we'll figure it out. So quite experimental. We are going to admit the 30 people that were already waiting. We can go to gallery view. Hello. So I see Ruchita. I am seeing some more names pop up. Hi there, Carol. Few names don't show up, but yeah, Merida. Wow, so many people. In the UI, some of the names are missing. So sorry, I'm not able to, but I see all of you. Dan, Marissa. Okay, we are at 55 right now. We're gonna see. We're gonna test out, how much can the Zoom call handle. Or we definitely have the plan for 1,000 people, but we'll figure it out how it's gonna go. But it's still great to see everyone in one frame at least. So that's amazing. Some nice virtual backgrounds going on. Bart and one more person whose name won't show up on the call here. Rusty joining us. Nicole, Jingjin, Nick, Anshuman sitting in the cafe on fire. That's how we were feeling yesterday. This is fine. Moonmita, Jane, Tolu, Nick. Wow. Okay, so we are at 69 people. So for all of you that are joining in, what we are going to do is we're trying to test out the functionality at scale. So of course we tested out within our team on how the breakout sessions are going to work, especially because they are going to be really vital for our portfolio reviews and a couple of other networking sessions that we are planning. So what we are going to do is we are right now at 82 attendees in this call. Just as the number stabilizes, because now it's like 85, 86, just as we hit a little bit of, we know that, okay, this is the number, we are going to divide the audience into breakout rooms. There you can unmute yourself. Right now, even though we trust many of you, there are quite a few familiar faces, but you never know, when we get Zoom bombed. If it does, it'll just add to the fun for the coffee shop chat. But yeah, in the breakout sessions, you will be able to unmute yourself and have a conversation. And then at the bottom of the bar in the Zoom UI, if you're using the desktop app, there is a button called Ask for Help. So you can actually click that once you are in the breakout session. You might not see it right now. In the breakout session, you can tap on that button which says Ask for Help, and that would help notify one of the admins that are on this call to jump into that breakout room. And I don't know, someone's bugging with the video or audio or playing any pranks or trolling or being offensive in any manner. Like we'll try and curate it and moderate it as much as we can. Okay, so we are at 100. Chantel, are we still adding people?
Yes, we are. I have disabled the waiting room, so folks should just be able to enter as they join. Hi, Alexis's kiddo.
Oh, oh yeah, I see. Hello.
So yeah,
Okay. Wow.
we're
So
moving
many.
along.
I
People
know,
are
this is amazing.
slowly joining.
Okay. Sorry, just as we wait, we are at 105 right now. I'm just capturing, just taking some screenshots because I've never had such a big Zoom call. I don't know if you have, but this seems really exciting. Also, it might be frustrating that you can't reply back and I'm just talking and talking, but I'm just waiting. And then we'll hit the breakout room sessions. Participants. Okay. Okay, we are at 111. Chantel, I think this might be a good time for us to do the breakout sessions. So I would say we can break our entire group into about 10 rooms of 10 people each. That seems about a nice size for people to have conversations with each other, get to connect, and we'll set a time limit of about 15 minutes max. Actually, no, sorry. Let's do 10 minutes. 10 people, 10 rooms, 10 minutes. And then we'll be back in the main session. You can leave that breakout session and come back to the main session, but you'll be muted. So we recommend, if you can, you might not like one or two people in your room, but there are still 8 other people to have the conversation with, and hopefully you get to meet some interesting people that you already didn't know. So, okay, Chantel, if you want to trigger the breakout room option, that would be amazing. Okay. Okay. Is anyone still in this main room? Okay, I'm going to join my break. Chantel.
We're streaming, Preet, so people can hear
That's
you
okay.
chatting right now.
It's people are just looking at the coffee shop chat. This is like being outside the theater room.
This is like when people watch or try to eavesdrop in conversations. I do that.
That is true. And we have someone on the call, Martin. Oh,
Martin just
Martin
left. I don't know.
Oh wait, we have more people waiting.
Yeah, they were not added to breakout rooms, so
We can add them now and unmute them.
let's see. Maybe I can create some more.
If not, we can just see.
Yeah, I can't, but I can pop them over to the other rooms.
Oh, we can unmute them. It's 18 people. We have 5 minutes left, so we can definitely.
Hi.
Hi everyone. Wait, we have more people waiting.
Yeah, they were not added to breakout rooms, so
Someone has their live stream on. You might want to mute that because I'm hearing myself back. If not, we can just. How's everyone doing?
yeah, I can't, but I can pop them over to the other rooms.
Yeah.
Oh, we can unmute them. It's 18 people. We have 5.
Mine changed.
I think someone.
Whoa.
Oh, okay. Hi, Amy. Hi. I can't see your name. The person in the yellow T-shirt, for some reason, it doesn't show your name.
Avi.
Avi. Oh, hey, Avi.
Hey,
How's it going, man?
great.
So good to see you.
I'm here from Tel Aviv.
I know. I finally get to meet you on this coffee shop.
That's what it is.
That's amazing. And someone's outside. We are jealous because we are locked inside. We have a few other people joining. Ali, where are you joining from?
I am from Toronto.
Oh, that's amazing. Enjoying the sunny day.
Yes.
Sorry, we are just adding people to this call. So for those of you who are joining now, okay, a lot of people are coming back from their breakout rooms. So for those of you who did not get a breakout room because you might have joined the call later, what we did was we tested out the breakout room feature with 120 folks, and we were just trying to see how it works. If you've not used Zoom, you could use the Zoom reactions at the bottom and just give a thumbs up for how many the breakout room session worked, just so we could. Oh, I think you can also write in chat if that's easier. Just so we get some kind of feedback around how this is working or not. Okay, thumbs up. It was interesting. Okay, cool. Okay, so it's working. That's amazing. So our main goal was to test out the breakout room features, but also so we can do these kind of coffee chat sessions every day. And again, it's pretty casual. You don't have to actually go out to a coffee shop. Unlike an in-person conference, you don't have to stand in the group and awkwardly wait for someone to make room for you to introduce yourselves. You could just, leave the room if it's not interesting enough for you, or hide your video or mute your audio. Yeah, so we have about, I would say 2-3 minutes more. Does anyone, so I wanted to try one more thing. Yes, it would, Dylan, definitely, it would be great to have some prompts or something to talk about. That is definitely true, especially for the next few days if you bump into the same people. What I wanted to try out was also do a live open mic session. So what we do at our in-person events is we usually have people, and we recommend not doing company promotions per se, that I work at this company, blah, blah, that's amazing. But if you have any personal kind of shout outs, like it could be that I'm looking for a job, or I'm an illustrator looking to collaborate with someone, or you could also share that you are in a hiring capacity, so without again much promoting the company, but still talk about the opportunity that the others in the community can benefit from. So if you have a shout out, if you could just type it into the open mic. And Duncan, definitely you could rap too. If you have an open mic announcement to make, if you can write it in chat, just say, I'm interested. I will unmute you and let's see how that works. In chat, if anyone wants to shout out anything, 126 people are waiting to hear from you. No one? Anyone? Okay, I am interested. Chantel, can we unmute this person? There are a few people talking simultaneously. That is weird. Okay, Grace Ling also. Chantel is quickly, okay.
Hi, my name is Jillian. I'm a UX designer in Toronto, and I just have two things to kind of shout out. One is that my company is actually looking to hire an intermediate and slash senior UX designer. I don't know what's the best way to sort of promote it. So like if you go to sateris.com, so I could type it in the chat, and there's a job posting there, and feel free to reach out through email. And the second thing I kind of want to shout out, or I'm actually kind of looking for, is I'm looking for a bit of career mentorship from somebody who is like more senior in UX. And yeah, that's all.
Thank you, Jillian.
Thanks.
Is it a remote role? Because there are quite a few people joining from other locations.
Right. So right now with COVID happening, it is remote, but eventually I'm sure we're going to go back to the office. So it is a Toronto-based location. Okay. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
No problem.
Thank you. Okay, who else? Duncan wants to jump in and no wraps. Okay, Chantel, can you, sorry, we're just trying to look through the grid and find the people and their names. Let's see if Chantel finds the person first or me. Okay, Duncan, you're unmuted.
All right. So here's my wrap. No, it's not what I said. First of all, I actually just want to thank you, Preet, and the DesignX team for all the work you've put into this. This is absolutely fantastic. I'm so glad to see it come together. And I wanted to jump in, not just to that, but I wanted to actually ask on behalf of one of my friends who's a UX researcher that's looking for a role right now. She's based here in Vancouver, BC, but is looking for something that's remote or in the Vancouver area. So if you want an absolutely top-notch researcher, please get in touch with me. I'm on the introductions channel. Find me on LinkedIn, and hopefully we can make some connections happen there. That's really all I want to say. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Duncan. Chantel, we have Grace Ling, who wants to also do a shout out, and she has to run to another meeting. If we can. Oh, you're unmuted, Grace.
Okay, cool. Hi, everyone. I'm Grace. I'm a grad student doing computer science and engineering, but I'm trying to make a career switch to UX and product design. And I really enjoy doing hackathons, so I'm always down to collaborate as a designer for any hackathon or design challenges. And my internship was actually canceled by COVID, so I'm actively looking for summer internships. I'm based around the San Francisco Bay Area, but I feel like this summer is going to be remote. And for fun, I really enjoy leading communities. I actually have my own design community on Discord with almost 600 members now, created less than 3 weeks ago. For fun, I also really enjoy doing anime conventions. So feel free to reach out to me if you want to kind of learn how to make merch out of your designs, collaborate with different artists. And yeah, so I like doing a lot of community stuff and have my own design Discord server, also looking for internships and love to connect. And also, I also mentored a few students kind of looking to switch to design from a different background. So feel free to reach out to me on LinkedIn, and I'll link my website down below as well, and my design Discord server. Thank you.
Thank you, Grace. Thank you so much. Okay, we have time just for one more. And so we had Andre who wanted to ask a question. Andre Lindo. I wish Zoom had a search feature. So we could be like, they do? Okay, I'm not aware of it. My bad. After this, we all will be expert in Zoom, all their features, power users. Through the participants panel. Okay, thank you. Oh.
I'm on. Okay, hi everybody. I'm Andre from Edmonton, Canada. So actually, I've been a designer for almost 12 years, and I'm actually looking to transition because I do so many different things like photography, video, all sorts of stuff. But I found that UX design is actually what I really want to do. So I would love to, because I actually put this in the Slack channel, if you guys can give me any advice on how to transition from being a designer to a UX designer. I'm still considering boot camps, but that's not really working because I still have to work full time. I'm also considering just getting a mentor. So if anyone is a mentor, would love to mentor me, please shout me out, or even doing some online courses. So anything you guys can give me, shout me out, send me a message on Slack, or add me on LinkedIn. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Andre. Okay, so we are almost at the end. Thank you so much, everyone. We definitely, hopefully we don't run late tomorrow. And so we can do more of these networking sessions now that we know it works. And so that makes us feel better. We're not freaking out about it. We can definitely, it's easy for us to spin up the call and then have all of you on board. Really excited and for Andre and a few others who are looking to, do a career switch or still are in their early stage, the next panel discussion is going to be really helpful for you. It's not going to be recorded. It is going to be a candid conversation, especially around early stage designers and navigating a career path. I think there were a few comments around the hoodies part. Definitely. I think quite a few folks have been talking about it. Fun story is before, the reason I got into design was I used to run a t-shirt startup back in India, focused on social issues, blah, blah. Now with events going, totally down with COVID and people not attending in-person conferences, I think I'll definitely have more time to finally complete that Shopify store and share. I love kind of just designing some merch stuff. I think every designer does. Okay, I'm just blabbering here, so I think we can end this call, and then in 5 to 7 minutes we're going to start the panel discussion. That sounds great. Yeah. Okay, cool. It was really amazing finally seeing some people. I've been talking to the webcam since the morning. This is really helpful. Thank you so much. See you guys soon. Bye.